So we get a little bit of a update from Phil Spencer and company today. Perhaps not the news we were looking for, because then also some more information surrounding what they're going to say leaked out, because apparently this is just some kind of podcast rather than some kind of thing where they're actually going to do a lot of explaining, which I guess makes sense. I mean, you're not going to hold an event where you're going to showcase games and things like that, but gaming boss Phil Spencer, Xbox president Sarah Bond, and Xbox president of game content and studios Matt Booty will discuss the future of Xbox on a podcast available this Thursday, which is going to be February 15th at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. They say, please join us for a special edition of the official Xbox podcast. Hear from Phil Spencer, Sarah Bond, and Matt Booty as they share updates on Xbox business. Very interesting. There has also been mounting speculation that Microsoft is planning to release more of its games on rival platforms. It has been claimed that Indiana Jones, Starfield, and the Gears of War franchise could come to PlayStation. In addition, it was previously rumored Hi-Fi Rush and Sea of Thieves ports for Sony's console and Nintendo Switch. With speculation about the new strategy for Xbox business mounting, Microsoft's head of gaming released a statement last Monday telling fans that more will be clear next week. We're listening and we hear you. Of course, we've all heard that, and people are saying, hey, maybe we'll expect something good or maybe not, but it does look like some of this stuff has leaked, according to a report from The Verge. Microsoft's Xbox business needs to get bigger. The company's Xbox Series S and X sales lag behind PlayStation 5. Of course, again, that's Microsoft's problem from the start, because they made the PS or the Xbox pointless, to be honest with you. When you're putting your stuff on PC day and date, yeah, it does kind of look pointless. But anyway, Phil Spencer previously admitted Game Pass subscription were slowing down. He also said in 2022, a dry year for Xbox after Microsoft big exclusive Bethesda game Starfield was delayed. As Xbox Game Pass slowdown might be why we're hearing that a number of exclusives are coming to consoles in which Microsoft usually competes. Sources familiar with this plan tell The Verge that the company is ready to launch a select number of Xbox games on PS5 and Nintendo Switch. Weeks of rumors suggest Hi-Fi Rush, Sea of Thieves, and even Bethesda titles like Starfield and Indiana Jones could appear on non-Xbox platforms. The first two games that are set to appear on rival consoles are Hi-Fi Rush and Pentiment, according to sources. Microsoft is also currently planning to launch Sea of Thieves on non-Xbox platforms later this year, with other Xbox first-party titles under consideration. Launching Xbox games on PlayStation or Nintendo is a big shift in strategy, and not one that Microsoft will have taken lightly. Of course, their big strategy in 2013 was to launch a console that was always online, took away our gaming rights, had a focus on entertainment and TV, and, we couldn't share games or play used games, but hey, whatever. I'm sure they know what they're doing. It'll give Microsoft more reach for its first-party games and an opportunity to generate more revenue, but it comes with a lot of risks. Microsoft's overall gaming business just passed Windows in terms of revenue, thanks to the Activision acquisition. The giant $75 billion acquisition will be weighing on Microsoft's mind, particularly when you consider that Call of Duty is a big multi-platform game that drives key revenue across platforms and mobile. So, again, Call of Duty, huge revenue, but hey, let's put out Pentiment and Hi-Fi Rush. That ought to do something, right? Yeah, right? Or 6-year-old Sea of Thieves. Again, I'm sure we're going to hear lots of damage control from a lot of people. When this comes up, there's going to be a lot of people that obviously are going to go, well, that's not too bad. But again, I expect Microsoft to fully go out and kind of be very lawyer speak, so to say. They're going to say stuff like, more in the future, and they're going to keep it very ambiguous so that, nobody can call them out. Any games going to PlayStation is a loss, and in my opinion, right? Like, look, Pentiment may not be a huge game, Hi-Fi Rush may not be a huge game, but Hi-Fi Rush was a huge win for Xbox and Xbox fans when it shadow dropped in 2023, because we had such a piss poor 2022. In 2022, it was so piss poor, but one of the lone things we got from Microsoft was Pentiment, and it was a pretty highly rated game. So it is kind of weird to see these things kind of coming away like this. Anyway, in May of 2022, Microsoft had a goal of 100 million Game Pass subscribers by 2030. At the time, the service, which lets Xbox owners subscribe to a library of games, was sitting at 25 million, up from 18 million in 2021, so it looked to continue growing rapidly. Of course, it did stall a little bit. Starfield and Redfall, which were set to be major exclusives, got delayed from 22 to 23, Starfield missing a key holiday window. It feels like we are likely to go through a gap of almost 16 months between big exclusive launches on our platform, according to Phil Spencer back then in a memo that was released in 2022. In the FTC versus Microsoft case, he said, "This is a real disaster situation for us, given all we've invested in content across our studios at our Game Pass content fund as well. In the months since, Microsoft hasn't provided any update on subscriber numbers to investors. It's been more than 2 years since the 25 million figure was announced, alongside the company's Activision Blizzard acquisition, and some analysts estimate Microsoft is around 33 million subscribers. If accurate, that's around 33% growth in 2 years. Microsoft targeted 73% growth, which again was silly on their part because it was in the middle of a pandemic and everybody was in lockdown. So that's really crazy that they wanted that much growth rate. The company has dropped Game Pass growth as a target, as well internal targets for 2020, and failing to meet targets for 2 years in a row. Instead, they focused more on PC Game Pass growth and scaled back some of its xCloud gaming plans. The combination of the Series S, the effective $299 Game Pass console, and cloud gaming was supposed to drive a big part of the $100 million Game Pass figure that was leaked in FTC versus Microsoft. But sales of Microsoft's latest console won't get their company there along. Microsoft has been looking for other avenues of revenue. So again, this is just things that keep on adding up. We see that Microsoft is, I guess they shoot themselves in the foot and then complain about it. I don't really know. While Microsoft executives reassured employees that Xbox hardware will continue, they didn't directly address the elephant in the room: those persistent rumors about Xbox exclusives coming to Nintendo and PlayStation 5. Even rumors of the more rattled Xbox fans with fears that Microsoft may eventually scrap Xbox hardware, render digital Xbox libraries useless, and just publish games on rival platforms. But after 20 plus years of hardware from Xbox, it seems almost inconceivable that Microsoft would suddenly walk away from that. There's whispers of a Xbox handheld and more consoles and stuff like that coming. But the main thing is without some public commitment to future hardware, Microsoft could have a problem. By gradually opening up Xbox games to Nintendo and PS5, it opens up the questions over how many games will be multi-platform in the future. And if you can play Xbox games anywhere, including PC or the cloud or the Switch or PS5, why would anyone want an Xbox? So that's going to be a big question. And supposedly, we won't really know the answer until Thursday. And they'll probably be as vague as possible with it all. So, again, not exactly great news. I think that we'll probably hear, the fact that what's going to be Sarah Bond and Matt Booty and Phil Spencer, I think pretty much tells us all we need to know. Again, putting anything on PlayStation, in my opinion, really just is a confusing message and sends the wrong message to people. Nobody is ever going to believe that any game is going to be exclusive to Xbox after that. So, I like Xbox. I'm sure some of you like Xbox if you're watching my channel, but absolutely, how on earth would they ever expect anyone to honestly believe that anybody would think that anything would be exclusive ever again after this, and they're probably going to leave it on the table that, hey, more games are a possibility down the road, etc., etc. But it's, it's just, I think, in my opinion, just a crummy situation overall. Just being honest, just giving my 2 cents. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy the content, I'm Crap Gamer. This is Crap Gamer Reviews. Rack 'em up. Crap Gamer out.